The seed of success in every nation on earth is best planted in women and children. Welcome to Africa's Leading Ladies. I am Patricia Esikote. On our feature segment, we look at Ventus Energy, where they recycle waste biomass into clean and healthy energy and sell to consumers whose problem is a high cost of fuel. In recent time, the fuel prices have been on the high, hence encouraging people to come up with different solutions to curbing the problem. We take a look at Simfroso Ching, the CEO of Ventus Energy, where they recycle waste biomass into clean and healthy energy and sell to consumer, helping solve the problem of high taxation on fuel prices.
We address the SDGs for clean energy and climate change by providing alternative and sustainable energy for cooking through recycling of biowaste into eco-friendly charcoal briquettes. 80% of sub-Saharan Africa, Kenya included, use unsustainable wood fuel for cooking, whereas 14,000 Kenyans die every year because of poisonous gases, which is more than HIV and AIDS and malaria combined. Up to date, we have produced 780 tons of green charcoal briquettes, which is equivalent to 7,800 tons of mature trees, approximately translating to 200 tons of carbon emissions saved from the environment. We have also lifted 500 tons of waste from the landfill. So at Bentos, what we address mostly is unemployment among the youth, reduction of respiratory health challenges, and taking care of our environment.
Simfros, an advocate of Green Belt movement, say the main reason why she started this business is to help eradicate the unemployment menace among the youth, reduction of respiratory health challenges, and taking care of the environment.
What inspired me mostly was my husband has been working on recycling of waste and environment. So at one point when we were in Kariobangi South, where he has his business, there was a lot of waste lying from bio-waste. This is basically agricultural waste. And also you'd see mamas cooking around that area using wood, and you could see the smoke emitting from that. And also growing up in the village, remember the days when you are sent to look for firewood, you have to light this firewood, the smoke is too much, you have to come home, and you've not done your homework at that point. So there was a need for a solution. And when we thought, like, how can we preserve this environment? How can we provide a solution from these challenges that is caused by the smoke that is emitted from cooking? So based on that, we did a first experience using sawdust, which is a product of wood being cut used on by furniture makers, and we are able to get a solution. We were able to come up with the green charcoal briquettes. We provide secondary income to our employees, because as they work, we tell them, please go and preach this, that we should preserve our environment by using this clean product.
Biomass is a renewable source of fuel that produces energy, which is basically agricultural waste that comprises of coffee and macadamia husks and coconut shells.
Biomass or biowaste is basically agricultural waste. You can today plant many trees, and to prune these trees to give them better growth, you have your raw materials. You have raw materials from agricultural waste. We have twigs, we have coffee husks, we have macadamia husks, we have coconut shells. So every agricultural waste is a raw material available anywhere.
Simfro says the process of making briquettes is not difficult as it may seem, and anybody can venture into the business if only they are willing to be part of green environment.
The process of doing charcoal briquettes is not difficult as such, and anybody who is willing to be part of green environment is able to do it. So what we do, we have engaged youth through CBOs that collect this biomass and then they carbonize, meaning they put it through, they carbonize to minimize or to neutralize the dangerous gases. After that, what we do is once they are brought to our factory, we use some paper sludge which we get from Chandaria Industries, and we bring them together. So once we have all the raw materials collected, we mill the carbonized biomass into fine powder form. Then we mix it together with our paper sludge and a binder, which is molasses. After mixing, we extrude the mixture into cylindrical shaped briquettes, and then we dry the same depending on the weather condition, or we use heaters which we have, and it takes like 2 days to have them dried and then packaged into our standard packaging depending on what the customer needs. Others need 50 standard kgs per sack, others need small packaging, 1 kg, 5 kg, depending on their need.
By collection of waste and carbonizing them, they use paper sludge and mill the carbonized material into powder form, then mix them together, forming molasses into the making of the briquettes.
The way we make our green charcoal briquettes is different. From onset, they are different products. And the normal conventional wood charcoal is buried on the sand and they make it. At the end of the day, the dangerous gases are still part of it because the combustion is not complete. So for us, the process, we have to carbonize, we have to neutralize the dangerous gases from this bio-waste. We use machines, so the process is identically different because the main difference is that we neutralize the dangerous gases, which is not done on the conventional.
Having a bigger facility, enlarging their market and awareness are the wish to Ventus Energy.
Our go-to-market strategy was from a start by word of mouth, use of social media. We could make announcements in our church, and the first thing we did was to give a test to a targeted people, a targeted market, who would come and say, oh, this is doing best, because there are various and numerous advantages of the green charcoal briquettes. One, it is smokeless. 2, it's affordable. 3, it has minimal carbon emission, and it's packless. So for somebody to compare the two, it burns twice longer than the normal one. So if it is affordable, you've saved some money, and it's going to burn twice longer than the normal. So you have a double saving. The basic challenge we need is to do more of awareness program, or like road shows, because people have a perception that the briquettes are for the upper class, which is not true. It can be used and it's affordable with every income level.
Word of mouth and social media was their go-to market strategy. Certification requirements, retaining of employees and awareness is among the challenges Ventus Energy is facing.
We needed to get the statutory requirements because we need to get like a NEMA certification to do these processes. The other challenge was like, because it's something new and it's tedious, it's not a clean job as you would see. So retaining employees would be a challenge, but we have been able to minimize that or come up with a solution, tell them, look, we are trying to be part of Green Ambassadors and you can be the same. We've given you an opportunity, like you go home, take a pack with you, share with your neighbors, let them experience the difference. And whatever you sell, you're able to earn a commission on that. So giving them a secondary income, we are able to maintain them. We were able to engage mostly women and youth, because women are consistent in their work. They are more consistent and more focused as compared somehow to the youth. And I find at the end of the day, they can compare with what they've been using, and they can see the difference, the savings and the secondary income. On the young men, mostly they work on the machines, on machine operation. They need to be persistent. There are challenges up and down. Like in the briquettes, it's not a clean business, but the returns are good. So you have to remain consistent. You have to ensure that whenever a customer calls, you have the product available. Despite the challenges in the market, we just have to remain positive, because it's the challenges that make you work harder to overcome them. What I would want to add is that every Kenyan, wherever they are, needs to have a clean environment. And with the climate change, everybody's experiencing. And we are the cause of this climate challenges that we are facing today. Me and you can be part of the Green Ambassador and just ensure that we preserve our environment, we maintain our trees by using the green charcoal briquettes. Because with that, we are reducing the pressure on our environment. We have the water catchment area available. So we'll have enough food, we'll have a clean environment, there'll be enough rainfall. At the same time, we are using sustainable fuel for our cooking. If you need Bentos, for now, we have a mobile app where we can share with you the number you just dialed, and this is a distributor is able to tell you where to get it. You can communicate it to us, or if they have, at that point, you are able to get it. We have a few distributors just still within Nairobi County.
Our history for this week is a strong-willed woman who had the courage to stand by her conviction throughout her life. Keep the conversation going on at Fanaka Digital on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and check our Instagram page to see more about our inspiring content. We sit down with CEO Kodikodi, Grace Wanjiku, as she tells us more about real estate on our today's one-on-one.
Kodikodi, as you can hear, Kodikodi, it's a Swahili name that means rent. And when we started this company, we had the idea of a normal Kenyan who I call middle income earners, we looked into how much they pay for their rent every month. Yeah, and we were like, if we are going to come up with a monthly installment for them to do every month, let it be close or equivalent to how much they pay every month. So that's the word Kodikodi. And also because of the vision we have for the company, where we get to come up with apartments that people can pay and then own them later on. But that we are not doing that now. For now, we are doing lease to own, but in the future we shall do something we call rent to own. Okay. So that rent, that's the monthly payments of your house, Kodi. So Kodikodi.
You sell land?
Yes.
Do you also build houses for people, or they have to build for themselves?
What we have now, as I'm calling it rent to own, is we usually, first of all, we only deal with gated estates.
Okay.
Yeah. Why we do so is because we add value into that gated estate for the sake of the clients who are buying for speculation purposes, who are buying to sell in the future. And also in the gated estate, for the clients who will remain in, we do shared amenities like swimming pool, basketball, lawn tennis, and beautiful landscaping, and a field for kids to play. So we are in a position to assist our clients to get finances for construction. Okay. But us as Kodikodi, for now, we are not building for people, but we are working with banks that are willing to finance our clients, and they're also willing to give them a payment plan as we have for the owning up of the plot. Okay. Yes.
So what does someone have to do to own a plot? Like, what's the process?
It's very simple. Okay. So for me, I usually advise people, there are so many scams when it comes to this industry. So I advise people, first of all, before you buy any property, carry out your due diligence very well. Like, make sure you know who owns this property, who am I buying from, and is it in a position where once I'm done making payments for the property, will I be able to get my title? So number one advice I give my clients is carry out your due diligence, where you go do a search, and then from there you come to us, you get to sign a sales agreement with us. So this one protects the client and us as a company. Then number two, we register you in a system that you have. Our system helps in collecting payments. Payment do not come to us, the directors. It goes direct to the system, and then the same system will receipt you every time you make a payment. Even for the clients who pay every day, as little as 500 bob, they are sent for a receipt for that. Okay. Yeah. So it's simple as that. Then you give me your name, your details, your name, your ID, your email address, and the phone that you'll be using to make your payments through our PayBill number. Yes.
How often does someone pay? Can I pay daily? Should I pay monthly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we have two different payment plans. Our number one payment plan is where clients, first of all, we sell our land at 0% initial deposit and 0% initial 0% interest. And why is this? Maybe I should explain that a little bit. Is because when we started this company, we were in a position ourselves, the both directors, where we had found ourselves not kicked out of our houses because we were not able to pay our rent. You understand? And this is a problem very many Kenyans are facing. So, and our question, we kept on asking ourselves, what if when we had the money, because I'm talking about even people who've been retrenched, you've had a good job for a long time in your life, and then comes a time the company is going down and they retrench you, or something happens on the way, and you're left wondering, oh my God, what will I do next? So when that time, when you're able to earn a good life, to live a good life, and to have everything that you have and have an extra to invest, if there was a company like Kodikodi that tells me, I'm gonna sell you a property in a gated estate with shared amenities, and I'm not going to ask for any initial deposit, I just want you to make as little as 15,500 every month for a period of 2 years. So once in those 2 years I own a plot, and it's in a gated estate, it means if I ever think of reselling this plot, the value would have gone 2 or 3 times more than how I bought it. So when we started, we thought about that person, that middle income earner, and the young people like us who are not able to do the 30% initial deposit that is asked by many companies. So if, for instance, land is going for 300,000, the 30% is 100K. How many Kenyans can just remove 100K and give it to someone? Very few. But if I come and tell you, for this 300,000 price of land, pay 10,000 every month for 25 months, or for a period that covers the 300,000, it is doable. And then at the same time, I tell you, if you feel like you're not able to make this installment at the end of the month, if you're able to make a payment of as little as 500 bob every day, we accept that as well.
Who is your market? Are you targeting young people because you're a young person? Someone will think like, I think that's a project that came for the young people. For us, maybe it's not there because who is basically your market? Do you market everyone?
Yes, Kodikodi is for everyone. Kodikodi is for everyone. On board, I have lawyers, I have bankers, I have the white collar job people, and I also have students. I have the old, I have the young, I have everyone on board. We do not close out for anyone. What we've done, we've made it possible for everyone to come on board. If you come and buy your land cash, it is acceptable. If you come and tell me I cannot pay cash, but I can do the monthly installments, it's acceptable. If you come and say I can do the monthly installments, neither can I do cash, but I can do the daily payments, it's acceptable. So we are building a community of connection. We want people, we have a whole mix-up of everyone. Okay. We even have parents who buy for their kids, and their kids are as young as under 18.
So what is that one thing that you can tell a young person or just anyone who has a business idea, but they don't know what exactly to do with it?
Yes, I get this question a lot. One thing the hardest thing when you have an idea, and this is what happens, in your head, you actually see it in 7D. This is how I'm gonna run my business. But you do realize that the hardest thing is to start. Why? Because people start asking, why will I get the money? Who will buy my product? Who will do this? What will I do with this? But let me tell you something, unless you try, unless you start with whatever it is that you have. Even me, when I started this company, the first project I did, honestly, I had the idea, I had the client, but I didn't have the property. So I had to do a joint ventures. I had to go out there and look for someone who's willing to work with us. So I started with what I had, and it's the idea and the clients, you understand? So my advice is just start, and everything else will unfold. A sense of direction will find you when you've already started. But if you just sit back and wait for it to happen, chances are it's never gonna happen.
That's all we had for you this week. But remember to keep in touch on @Fanaka Digital on Facebook, Twitter, and keep the conversation going. For now, take care. We will see you once again next week.